Hey traders, Greg here. So, kind of a drifting kind of a day here. Things sold off pretty well earlier in the day. And let's see if I can get this to scroll back here. There we go. Pretty nasty little sell-off. And so now up into resistance. This was a tick extreme down here when you got this bounce. And if you look to the left there, you'll see it was right on an area of support. So an obvious place to bounce. Some of us are short. I'm short. The leveraged S&P here based on that topping tail in between the moving averages, hoping it will continue to drop here. And so other markets are the same. IWM is the weakest, still in an uptrend. Qs still in an uptrend. Relative strength, it's above the open, but that might roll over. Semiconductors, neutral, and transports showing some relative weakness. So I got a question someone had posted in YouTube about being really confused about multiple time frames, and we had talked about a bias, I think in MT Live, and of course this is a major struggle for most. I know it was a major struggle for me at the beginning, understanding multiple time frames. So the simplest thing I can tell you is you have to create a bias from a higher time frame, and that requires a choice. For example, let me go back to S&P 500 here. Based on the daily time frame, I would never be short. I would never be short this time frame because it's in an uptrend and there's no signal. End of discussion. Nothing more to consider. Now, however, if I go to the 65-minute time frame, I've got 3 pivot highs up here. I've got a wide range bar breaking down under a pivot, a retracement into resistance, and a reversal bar on the 65-minute. On the 5-minute, those of you that follow how I use the 5-minute chart, 20 MA, 60 MA, 200 MA. 60 is equal to the 20 MA on the 15-minute chart. The 200 is close to the 20 MA on the hourly chart. So it's under pressure on all time frames and it's rolling over. So moving average or visual aid, it just gives me a guide as to what's happening in multiple time frames. And I kind of call these smart moving averages. They're not smart. They're just a smarter way to utilize them because they tell you about multiple time frames. So from an intraday time frame, I can be short this 5-minute chart. I cannot be short the daily chart. So the essence of multiple time frames is to say what's happening in a higher time frame. Now, if we go and look at the weekly chart, it's short-term extended. Forget the red bar because it's only Monday. It's in an uptrend. So my bias is that it's going to go up. If it pulls back to support, minor support, I'm just highlighting right here. And if I go to the daily time frame and it pulls back into this area and I get a bottoming tail bar, ideally a wider range bottoming tail bar, I can go long the S&P 500. So the simplicity of it is stick to the time frames that you're trading in. If you're a swing trader right now, you're either already long from down here or from this 180 type reversal and breakout. You're holding, hoping it goes higher, or if you're not long, you're sitting there doing nothing. Bottom line, as a day trader, I can do day trades, either climactic type of buys, extended lower, or rolling over here. So this is, in essence, this is my world as a day trader. This is my world as a swing trader. And I don't deviate between the two. Sometimes this higher time frame will be aligned with this lower time frame. More time frames you have in alignment, the better. But it's not always the case that they're always aligned together. So you have to create a belief system, a trading plan based on the time frames that you're going to trade in. And the confusion comes when you mix up the higher time frame swing and the shorter time frames. Right? So I hope that helps. This is starting to roll over a little bit here. Ideally, it'll come down to this pivot, or maybe it'll collapse at a low of the day. We'll just see. As always, if you have any questions, email Greg at Master Trader. And you know what? If you have options questions, it's better to ask Dan because he's the big brain. So all the best. I hope that helps. Shoot me an email or make some comments. Feedback is always welcome. All the best. Bye bye.